Hello, beautifuls. Big heart hugs. Hello, hello. Welcome to our October 2024 energy reading and divine messages. We have already entered into a new season, fall or spring, depending on where you are in the world. And it is quite exciting to be, especially for where I'm at, to be going into a cooler season. Also, happy new moon, annular solar eclipse. So much going on. How are we doing? I'd love to check in with the chat. You're so welcome. Hi, Dylan Love. But yeah, let me know if you're here. Pop in. I'm going to give us some time to pop in here. Today, we will be having our 3-card reading at the very beginning. So I'm going to start with that after we tune in. Another thing that we will be doing today, after we do that 3-card reading, I'll go into the overall energy, the messages, whatever is kind of coming through for us in the collective, and those of you that are here watching this, whether it's live or on the replay. Really just going to channel through a lot of the energies. I love to utilize this divine balance of the masculine and feminine way of doing things. So I have pre-channeled a lot of information that I'm here to share with you. And of course, so much comes through intuitively as well. Hello, Raymond. Hi. So happy to have you here. So we'll be doing that, and right after, we'll do a bit of a Q&A, we'll check in, we'll chat, and then I will be offering some personal live readings. So they're generally going to be, I feel like a lot of more light language is going to come through. So we might even just play with that rather than pulling cards today. That's the message that I'm really getting today. So if you'd like to receive some light language specifically for you, stay till the end. Right after that, we will be dropping into our soul circle. So this is for members and those of you that just want to join a space of practice, a space of connection, a more intimate space through Zoom. So if you are curious and you want to join us, your first time that you join your circle is free. Hello. So I'm going to pop that link in the chat so you guys have it. We're going to be doing it right after this live. And the Soul Circle is basically a space where we get to share, where we get to go deeper into personal readings, where we get to actually utilize a practice with all of the energies and the messages that came through during this time. And we really cater it to those that are there in the moment. And we've been doing this monthly for a while. So I will pop this in the chat. October Soul Circle for those of you that'd like to join. Hello, Peter. Hi, Cosmic Wisdom 999. Hello, Matt. Welcome. Shadusia, hello. Yes, of course. Yeah, and if you are a member or if you become a member during this live, just know that we will do probably the oracle cards as well as the light language and things like that on the Soul Circle. So I really felt like it should be a space of, not even just reflection, but what are we bringing into the world? What are we moving into? So this is going to be definitely, a space for us to share and connect on those levels. Is it in 60 minutes, more or less? Yes, it's going to be at the end of this hour. So we just begun it. It's 11:07 for me right now, so it'll be at 12. So right after this live, we're going to hop on there, but either way, around 12. But yeah, would love to see you there. All right, I have one more update for y'all. I actually revamped my website. Very excited about it. Something that I've been kind of curating in my mind and then finally in my being for this entire year. And I finally got it online. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. I do all of this on my own, and I'm very proud of it. And I feel like it is definitely more of a space that honors the services and offerings that I'm holding now and in the future. And I have a brand new offering that just popped out, and it is popped out as if I gave birth to it. That's what it feels like. But it's a shadow healing and integration course, and this is a group supportive course called Becoming One. So if you're curious about any of that, definitely check out my website. And I'm going to pop that in the chat a bit later, but it's also in the description box below. Those are all the updates. I'm going to take a sip of water and let's take a few deep breaths. I've got some cacao today. Melt the Yosh Mama cacao. I like this little message. We'll make sure we see it. You'll see how aligned this message is for today in a little bit. All right. So, allowing ourselves to arrive in whatever way that feels aligned to us at this time. So, perhaps keeping a soft gaze, closing the eyes, honoring where you are at, and starting to deepen your breath. Settling into your seat or the surface that you are on. If you're walking or driving, honoring the motion. Full presence here and now. And we'll take 3 deep breaths all together. I'll count us in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, nice and full, and exhale. One more time, breathe it all the way in. Take it slowly in. Feeling all the way up, and perhaps even hold it at the top. And let it out. Exhaling all the way and holding it on empty. And when it is ready to take a natural breath in, you can. And you can stay within this state, this space, as you listen, as you honor, as you receive what is meant for you at this time. Or open your eyes. Alrighties. Thank you for being here. So, general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Really intended this one to be for the collective and for those specifically watching. So, keeping that in mind, and feel free to utilize the chat to share, ask any and all questions. At a point after this, I will be opening up for any questions or any shares in the chat. Here we go. So this month, the overall energies that came in first were centeredness, really aligning our channel. And that can look different to everyone depending on where we're at. So recognizing if aligning your channel means really working with the physical body at this time. Perhaps it means really working with your energy body at this time. Perhaps it means really, drawing and calling in your energy back to you. Perhaps that means shifting course in a specific responsibility in your life. Wherever that means, whether you are changing course or really aligning your lifestyle with your channel, your being, your soul. This is what's really calling to us right now. is this alignment, and to recognize that this alignment isn't necessarily just asking us to be still, and it's not just asking us to take action. So for those of us over the past few months, if we've been really called to stillness, for example, or if we've been really called to take action and go for it, and we've been feeling kind of this interesting back and forth, we can see a very trendy thing going on around social media about like being in your healing era, being in your like fire era. I don't know, but there's all of these like these phases and points within our healing journey that we may start to feel. And source was really coming through strongly and saying not to specifically identify just with these things, because then you are creating a sense of limitedness and boundary within what it is that you're working on, when in fact collectively where we're being really asked to come in our work with humanity and with the earth at this time is to utilize both of those energies of the stillness and of the action. Yeah. So the stillness and the action here. There is fire building. And I wanted to write, okay, so I wrote down fire is building, but immediately my mind, that Hunger Games mind was like, fire is catching. So there is a lot more of that fire energy still flowing through us at this time collectively. So within this opportunity to honor both the stillness and both the action, this is allowing ourselves a moment to really focus on our soul truths, focus on what is here and present within us right now, to fully understand what's happening within. This is a full return to your magic. And I've been wanting to get so much more specific when it comes to magic. And so I asked Source, I was like, hey, okay, what specifically are you indicating or insinuating when you talk about magic? And it's come up so much, you guys, so much. And the words that came through was to be your gift. Be your gift. Fully and completely be your gift. Nurture your feminine spirit. Open your heart to actually let go and allow yourself to follow this innate childlike wonder that is within you. To yes, maybe that means to you seeing and experiencing the magic that's all around you, allowing yourself to hold that within your being, to recognize that within you, to return to that sense of your gift here, your presence, your specific energetic makeup, your specific genealogy, your bones. So honor and respect that part of you and begin to return to that. This has been such a huge message, and this is going to be unique to every single being because we all hold a very specific gift. And this doesn't mean we need to just know it, right? Something that I wrote down, it says that it is one thing to know, another to change from that knowing. We are not here to accumulate information. We are here to transform the state of consciousness within humanity. So if we're constantly trying to figure out, I want to know what is my gift? What is this? What's that? It's being reflected to you. It's being reflected to you. For some of us, it's a feeling that we can't necessarily put into English words or any specific language. For some of us, it is a specific type of expression and something we offer to people. For some, we can really receive all of those words of affirmation of what it is that we offer to those within our lives, right? So this is unique to you, and this is something that we are being asked to focus on. We are being asked to ask ourselves rather than outsourcing the information here. If you are feeling called to learn things, if you're feeling called to gain information and everything, yes, take it. And just as I said at the beginning of this, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And this is this very wonderful idea of really allowing ourselves to align that channel once again. There's so much here. I'm like, wait, which one do I want to mention first? So, this idea of opening your heart to let go. Um, Within the light resonance portal, we're moving into the heart chakra right now. And this is a light language and healing portal that Esther Vibes and I have been journeying through with a few souls. And it is open if you want to join any one of the modules. But we were really seeing, and we've done this for a few years, and every single time that we tune into these specific energy centers, something else kind of unlocks and opens within us. Something else within not just the wisdom within us, but like our bodies, our physical beings, our energy, and understanding that feels deeper than just knowing. So much deeper. And it was this idea that the heart is this space when we actually allow it to be open, when we actually follow our heart, right? When we actually follow the truth that is within us, our intuition, our soul's guidance, we are allowing ourselves to naturally let things go and naturally call what is meant for us in. So this is the natural state of the heart. It is the merging of the inner and the outer. You know, the yin does not exist without the yang. The masculine does not exist without the feminine. There's always going to be some aspect of it. It's this divine union and this divine balance that lives within this space of the heart. And it isn't the physical heart. This is something that lives just behind the heart and in the very center column of our being. And anahata, the Sanskrit word for the heart chakra, means unstruck sound. So this is not two things meeting. This isn't the feminine and the masculine coming together and clashing and creating like this giant explosion of life. No, this is life just happening from the center point of sound that already is. It's unstruck. It does not need anything, right? It's like the heartbeat. It's continuing to beat. Nothing is hitting it. This is the natural flow of what's happening within the heart. So, with that, we see that expansion and contraction can live together, that the yin and the yang lives together, that these are coexisting experiences. And this is that center point. This is that present. We have the lower chakras being the past, the upper being the future, and we're in this present state. So, as we begin to allow ourselves to open up this center, this space to our vulnerability, to our curiosity, to these experiences, to the love that is so powerful and pure within us, to really hold space for what is present within our beings at this time, we have that natural ability to let go and receive. So, this is a huge theme that we are seeing and we get to explore within October is not to ignore what it is that is trying to speak to us right now. This is the time to really answer the calling of what is arising with you right now. Not ignoring the sensations, not ignoring the thoughts that are arising right now. It is okay for you to tune into what may seem negative. It is okay for you to recognize what is there. It is so important that we draw our awareness outward to this full spectrum of the light and the dark. So important. I feel like with manifestation work, we tend to focus on this future building. This is a very masculine energy. However, if we were going to balance that energy and also open up to receive and create from this space, allowing the feminine to do her work within us, right? That energy within us, then we're really allowing ourselves to see what is actually true for us right now so that we can then align it to what it is that we are calling in and allowing the great mystery, the universe, source, great spirit, God, consciousness to really do its magic, to be open to that. So, understanding, and this comes back to understanding what futures you are feeding into. And this is important not only personally, but as a collective. There was a conversation my partner and I were having about traffic, right? In California, we have traffic times. There's a specific time between one time and another, and specific areas where there is seemingly always traffic. So in talking and speaking to other people about driving and about this traffic and about times of days and days of the week, we are then feeding into this idea that has become so true and so definite at this point that we are never surprised. We are always expecting it, and therefore it is. So this is a form of that collective magic of intention of what we are feeding into. And this is what we need to wake up to. It's like, oh, we are feeding into this. And we're saying the same thing all the time about the same things. Same could go with politics and what's going on within the United States. Same thing. We can continue to put these same words, whether they are true or not, right? There can be such great truth and wisdom within these, but if that is not paired with some sort of action, right? If that is not paired with not just the knowing, but the actual movement and shift and change within what gets to happen next, how we get to change what is happening here, how we get to see what comes next for humanity, then it stays the same until at last we are at a boiling point where we cannot hold it anymore. And we're moving more into perhaps a rageful state of being within humanity to actually create the change, a volcano, if you will. And this does not mean that that's not the way to go, but we get to also facilitate the transformation that gets to occur within humanity as well. And we get to have those conversations. And this is why really returning to community healing, collective healing is so important when we are doing this work. And this is very important right now, especially if you are experiencing things that perhaps you've disowned or ignored about yourself, or if there's, aspect of yourself or thoughts that you have coming up that do not align with where it is that you want to go. Do not ignore them. You're once again just feeding that shadow that's literally just telling you what it is that you're holding on to. So thank you for showing us the truth. Thank you for showing me the truth. Whether it felt like suffering or, within the mind because we're trying to ignore it, we're trying to get out of it, we're trying to escape it, right? But the answer here is to go into it and talk to it. And in these processes, call upon your guides for support. Call upon the mineral kingdom, the stones, the earth for support. Call upon the fire for support, especially if you're feeling stagnancy at this time. Bring that flame into your practice. Okay? If you're feeling ungrounded, bring the earth and the stones into your practice. If you're seeking a deeper connection and wisdom within whatever it is that you're moving through, call upon the stones, the rocks. It's time for us to really ground and move from this place in the midst of any chaos that is occurring right now. All right. And also, this may be a slow and steady process. How do you think, like, if a tree can move, would it run really fast? Or would it, move its roots, lifting and then reroot, lifting and then reroot? So notice that kind of that state that is very um intentional, right? It's very mindful, it's very connected to all parts of its being in that movement, in that transformation. So understand what is happening within you, start to understand it, start to actually see it, become aware of it, really lean on any community support that you may have, any collective support that you may have within that process of the transformation that's occurring. All right. We do not need to do this alone. In every space that I've been holding space for, it's just been showing again and again these synchronicities that we are really all moving through very similar beliefs. We've had very similar experiences. And this in itself is allowing us to share the weight and the healing process of what is happening. And we're meant to do that. We're not meant to carry it all. We're meant to do this together. But yeah, we're really bringing down the dams, whether it's taking one stone or one branch at a time. off of these dams that are within us, blocking any energy flow within our being as we align our channel. We're taking them off, we're bringing them down, we're shifting up the energy, we're allowing ourselves to flow naturally, and recognizing that sometimes challenge can create ease. So if you are calling in a lot of ease and you are met with a challenge, right? You can either choose to struggle within it or see it as an opportunity to create even deeper ease and alignment within your being. All right, this is an opportunity. Everything is going to be an opportunity for you every single moment. And it does affect what energies, what spirits, if you will, that you are feeding, that the collective is feeding. So, and I feel like this was a message that came up the past couple months too. Like, really recognize what you are feeding. Do not get complacent in that process of, just life and wanting comforts and all of these things. You can have it all. The heart says that you are it all. Okay. But you need to recognize what it is that you're moving through and moving toward. And yeah, it's important. It's important, and every moment counts. And this is why having calling upon those supportive, guides in the earth and the fire and the waters, whatever it may be, your ancestors, to really assist you in allowing however it is that you're meant to explore through this life as your gift, to be a part of that process. Perhaps your gift is joy, right? So would you go into all these challenges and these changes and transformations within your life being like, "Oh, I got to do it. I just have to do it," and then be joyful in front of other people? Like, no, actually, what if you were able to transform these things that felt so deep and dark within you with joy, with love? Right? So this is what we get to choose, and this is that merging of these messages here that is coming up. Remembering that within these challenges that create ease, this image of, removing what is creating the dam, removing the dam from the rivers of our energy flow. That's like lifting a large boulder. That could be very challenging, especially if it's very heavy and big. But then once you've moved it, imagine how much water can flow through after that. Imagine the mm, this natural flowing stream or river here. The roots grow deepest where the wind blows strongest. So if you notice that your mind is kind of really comfortable, and let's say you're not comfortable, maybe you're always uncomfortable, but at some level, we find comforts and a base level within the mind, within the nervous system, within our survival mechanisms, right? So if those of us that have felt we, you know, have leaned toward a more negative side of things or perspective or outlook and things like that, then this is that opportunity to recognize what that is offering you, right? Recognize what it's offering you, recognize what your experiences and your struggles and your traumas have brought you to this point, and know that this is an opportunity for you to recognize the co-creation of what it is that you are creating moving forward. So be willing to see yourself, your shadows, your wounds as truth tellers, as guides to your alignment, okay? At one point this was true. At some point deep within yourself, there is a truth there. And this does not mean that that cannot be rewritten. That does not mean that this cannot be unweaved, if you will. Okay? And this is why, really, once again, returning to that community support can be very, very helpful in sharing the load of what it is that we are literally all going through. All right? It's not a separation there. All right. So I know that I said I was going to do the 3-card reading before the general reading, and that didn't happen. So we're going to do the 3-card reading now. So basically, I have 3 cards, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3. And I would love for you to just tune into receiving a message for this month and pick a card. I'll give us like a moment, and then you can write in the chat what number you have, and then I'm going to go by each one and share the message that came through. Doing it a little different today. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to hold them like a fan, and 1 is here, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. If you'd like to write in the chat which card you're going to be choosing, or just keep it in your mind. Wonderful. Awesome. All right. We're going to start with number 1. So number 1, da-da-da, and this is from the Sacred Cycles deck, by the way. Number 1 says follicular phase. So the follicular phase, this is a phase within the women's cycle that is right after her bleed, right after her period, if you will. And this is considered the inner spring. So what this is sharing with us is that this is a time for you to really explore how you are co-creating with the universe, and how might you expand the vision you have to greater heights. So this is calling for an openness. This is calling for you to, I see this like connection of the ray to this woman in the sun as she's connecting here, remembering your link to all that is, to the abundance of everything that is around you, and really taking in any specific aspects of this card that you are really tuning into. Like, for example, I'm really looking at these roots and this like powerful seed, the center there. Wow, just really showing, okay, it's time to spread out. It's time to spread out, to root deeper, go bigger. It's time to begin really moving forward and planning your vision. This is this preparation before summer. Plan, envision, connect. So if you chose number 1, there you go. All right, we're going to move on to number 2. We have a few number 2s in the chat. So let's see. Number 2. Da-da-da. This is the waxing crescent moon. So just taking in, trying to get it as still as I can. Taking in the image here. So the waxing crescent moon is really like the fresh eyes of coming out of the new moon, which is exactly almost where we are at within the lunar cycle. So this is really allowing us an opportunity to begin a new cycle. Like, we're experiencing a new cycle now where we get to see it with fresh eyes. So very similar to the first message, actually. And just noticing like what has sparked your curiosity, what has sparked that like inner child wonder inside of you, right? What are you looking forward to? What has been calling to you lately? This is this opportunity right now to like, okay, go. Get you some. Go for it. Try it out. Tune into like where you are truly feeling called right now. Because this is a time where you get to start to really see things from a different perspective. Okay. So if you chose number 2, here's your reading. And then number 3. Get a couple number 3s as well. All right, number 3. Summer. Gosh, this card is so pretty. You hold it still, just really take it in. I feel like this is very deeply connected to that message of your gifts. Seeing like the hair really connected to the water here, and how she's like expanding outwards, really sharing like her ability to create. And she's also deeply fed by source, this sun. Deeply fed, deeply nourished. We see like all of these beautiful colors. So recognizing that your gifts are deeply welcome and needed at this time. So really tuning into your heart, What is your heart willing to share? You can see, like, right at the center of the heart and even the solar plexus within this woman here, it is glowing the same color as what is she is being nourished by. So these are her gifts here. This is like her heart sharing and creating from this space. So be really listen, especially if you've been going back and forth about things and you've been really maybe overthinking. This is the opportunity to really listen in your heart. If you've been feeling that call to really share yourself, this is an opportunity to start playing with how it is that you do that, being completely authentic to you and knowing that it perhaps might not be just like that. Perhaps it is that fun journey, similar to this last message too, of okay, feed yourself, give yourself that nourishment, go out and do the thing, reflect, and keep going, you know? So, this is the message if you chose number 3. Okay, there's our 3. I feel like they were all very similar, and, they definitely, like, aligned a lot with the overall reading for this month. I'm gonna double check my notes to see if there's anything else and to just tune in and see if there's anything else that's meant to be shared. I'm really just hearing like be willing to follow your heart. Really be willing. Be willing not to always know and to be led to the knowing if that is something that is needed at this time. But yeah, I feel like that include concludes our October 2024 energy reading and messages. Sit with it. Write down what came through for you. Definitely share in the chat or in the comments down below. If you're here and you haven't already liked the video, please do like the video and subscribe as well. But we are now going to tune into, yeah, I'm going to tune into the chat, kind of see what y'all have been saying. And then if you have any questions or anything that you want to share, or anything that's come up, if there's anything that really aligned with you with those card readings, or even these overall messages or anything you want to share to everyone here, please do in the chat. Um, yeah, let's just say hi to everyone. Hello, Willow Tree. Thank you for putting the time for our soul circle in the chat. I appreciate it. Peter says, release from trauma bonds and allow change. Yeah, really allow those change. And it really is the work of the heart when it comes to letting go and releasing. And the heart's not just going to be like, all right, I'm dropping it, it's gone and whatever and forever. It may be, more of a process of you recognizing the love that's inside of you to be able to do that. It's a holistic process, this awakening journey or whatever you want to call it. It is a holistic process. So it's not just going to be within the mind. It's not just going to be within the body. And it's not just going to be, within meditation all the time. Sometimes it really is, especially when it comes to trauma, a mix of all of them. Peter also said it's a tunity in the upper regions called opportunity. Ah! I love that. All right. And you are so welcome, Willow Tree. So, as you guys are popping in, I also don't know if I have ads going, and I apologize if there are. YouTube's been changing things up. I'm going to take a sip of this cacao and then we're going to put, if you'd like to receive some light language, we're going to put 1010 in the chat. So you can put that in the chat. And also, if there's anything you want to share, I'm going to give us just a few minutes as I hydrate myself. Yeah. We got some 1010s. Be the light that helps others shine. And we have 10 likes and 10 beautiful souls within this space, of course. And I'm gonna pop in a reminder um, that if you want to join the Soul Circle, take this time to pop in. Make sure you know where the link is, members. It's in the community tab, the Zoom link, and then I will pin the link in the chat, and it's also in the description box below. Yeah, I would love to see you guys there, and we can go a bit deeper into these readings and into practice. Yeah, excited to sit with y'all with what is coming up. What does it say on my cup? It says, "Be the light that helps others shine." Be the light that helps others shine. Ta-da! My friend Carly gave it to me. It's very pretty. Alrighties. Great cup. Thanks. It's a big old one. It's a big old mug. I'm not trying to give perspective to how big it is. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go in the order of how I see you on the chat. And then, yeah, it may be different to what you see on your chat. Just know that I'm going to get to you. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That seems perfect for the amount of time that we have. Alrighties. So I'm going to start with cosmic wisdom. All right, love. Let's see what comes through for you. Feel free to take a deep breath. Set any intention that you'd like. And I invite those of you that would like one as well to do the same, either when I say your name or at any point during the rest of this live. Be you. Be you. Nasira kia natela sukor kia mashira kia natera como ora hisakiam. Tasira kia satira kia natua sharia makum. Ane kia sarihra kia labano. Asara kia kia tatila sukumu sharia tatina kiam. Bihu. And cosmic wisdom really seeing to breathe in and out, imagining like this opening and closing as you breathe in and out, this natural flow. And continue that breath. I'm just going to share a few things that came up. Seeing like a lot of sparks, like sparks around this like portal that looked very much like this. That was kind of like expanding, and especially near the end, it was kind of contracting and expanding. And these sparks began to start to minimize a little bit. It seemed like every single one is like calling for your attention, whether it may be energy or specific situations or points. But this is the time to really like hone in on your energetic being and your sovereignty within your energy overall. So recognizing that like you can open and you can contract and close as well, to really call in this energy and to experience what both of those feel like, so that you can radiate out exactly your true alignment within your aura at this time. So sit with that, be with that, continue to breathe in that way, play with it, if you feel called. But yeah, really be with that. That's what I'm getting. So don't feel called like you need to share everything. But if you want to share at some point, I got you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Raymond, you are next. So remembering, take that breath, set an intention if you'd like. Kia masiera kia la tiara kumushara hira kia nakum. Nokumusu do gushire bia la kia nakum. Anehira tia da kia sarahia da kumushara hianda tiam. Anehira kia satuku sharia papiara kia nasiera knatia. King. Sierra Kian Sanahia da Tierra como Sarahia da Kian. Saria Moa Sarahia la Tierra Kuasa. Let it melt, let it melt. Kia Sarahia da Tierra como Sa. Nasiera Kian Nasiera Kusharahia Malatia. Malatiera Siena Kuarahia Salahia Tatua. Anahia Satiana Kum. So Raymond, really just allowing yourself to melt and be held right now. I have a very specific guide that came through for you. Must be your guide. This like glowing, almost like silverish, bluish color of like this long hair. It's really here to hold you and to assist you in melting away what has been held, or perhaps if you're conscious of it or not. And just really encouraging you to allow yourself to be held within that, and not even just in this moment, but anytime that you are sitting or feeling that energy start to rise in a way that could feel a bit more tension or stress filled, or worrisome, or whatever it may be, is to like start to bring it down in a way and to call upon her and know that she's there to assist you in that process. So Raymond, that is for you. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Peter, Matt, you are next. So taking that breath, setting intention. Shumo sariyalakam. Kisini sania sania sanukum. Sania sashuana siarata magumuasan. Anahi sarasira sushukwara siamasiatiana. Insire tiesotua sharahia satin. Satin 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 nakumuasan. Anakiam mu. Kamasira temua sarahia sharakim datuam. Akushushu como sukumanda di lakiana tu unga pasan. Kamasanati arakia mapuara puara ya la toro ratekiana sanamu. Kasusu. Kasusu. So now I'm really getting like this broadening of the heart and the shoulders and the chest. This expansion and this ability to see the horizon, to really tune into this perspective of gazing at this broad horizon. Can you bring your vision there? Anehia tambu, anehia tambu, and just let it expand you. Anehia tambu, anehia tambu. Like an expansive sky. It's a practice you can come back to if you feel it's starting to narrow mind, broad and open. And I feel like this is very connected to the opening and expansion within the heart that gets to occur at this time. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Matt. All right, Peter, you are next. Take a sip of water. And then right after Peter will be I Am Angel. And then we're going to head over to the soul circle. Kasho, so. All right, Peter. Kiani yasumura matan. Kanasira pualati ala sira kutu sarahia tatiana kumoasa enasila kia tatua sharakia matia anahi irakia satiana kumoasa rahia tatitala sieta. It's as if there's like a crown that's a bit too tight. So we're just really going to begin to like melt and open that space. Engia sarahia la tu kumua sarahia tatiala siana tiala kumua anahia satiara kia mashuarahian. Angya samatia na samatia rakumura tealata kamura tealatia mauatari kanasiara pare puara tatiana angai Ana sierra quieta tu alakiamoa. Mbosa, it's as if you have a grand large bowl, and the entrance to this bowl is very tight. It's very small for how much of a capacity that you get to hold. Mia sarahia la kuana, so recognize where that part of you feels as if it is too much, kia sarakia, or that you do not have enough, kasira tiatoa, or that you're not doing enough or receiving enough. And diarakia sarahia toku sharakia, that was the time to expand your capacity from a state of alignment, unua sarakia rakumua sarakia lata, and from a space of pure love. Angea sarakia tatua sarakia, for great spirit in yourself. Ania sarakia tatua arahia salakwam, honoring where you are at. Yesorokua dabura. Ingia sarakia latua matia rasiata. Umua sarakia. Rest in the knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Anihia satoka lakiasa. And it will be balance and love that will bring you into this openness. Arihi shurukua, really nurture the feminine within you. Anasarakia latua masiaraka, let the masculine within you hold that part of you. Anasiara tiorokumua sharakiata, define it for yourself. Peter, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. 1111. Alrighties. I am Angel. You are next. Taking that breath, setting that intention. Masarakiata tu no sharai halakiata mai komoa. Kamiu. Susama sirakiana. Breathing in light, whatever color that you'd like. Breathe it in. Let it settle inside of you. It's like this great grandmother tree. I almost think of like in Pocahontas, you know, the face on the tree. Maybe you don't, maybe you do, but that's what I see. Really here is you like bringing this light in and letting it settle. You can continue that breath as long as it feels good. What really I was sensing, I was seeing it was almost like lifting some extra unneeded, unwanted energy from your shoulders. So any tension and things like that. So if you are experiencing maybe some more physical symptoms in these areas, this is where you get to bring some focus to lift and actually fill those areas once again with light. So it's really like a lifting of some heavier energies there. So continue to honor that process as you move forward. Thank you so much. I am Angel. Sasiyarakiana tomo sadahiata shukoso so. Thank you, thank you. Closing this session. Thank you all for being here, for receiving, and for being open to, yeah, what this month has for us collectively and personally. I'm so excited. This was really fun, just being able to do just the light language. So thank you and thank you. Once again, we're going to start our soul circle right after this. Obviously, grab some water, bring some things around. We'll have a few minutes to kind of set up. If you'd like to join us, if this is your first circle you've ever joined, it is free. So just go to the link and it's automatically going to be free and it'll send you the Zoom link and then you can join us. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm excited. I'm also excited for becoming one. So if you're curious on being in a space, a supportive group space where I'll be your coach. I have my sister, actually, my older sister is going to be our support angel for the space. And we are going to move through 4 powerful parts of the shadow integration and healing process. And this is really coming from my perspective on what's being channeled through. And we're going to be supported by the elements and some very specific herbs in this process for spiritual cleansing as well as light language. So I'm utilizing all of it and just giving y'all like all of the tools to allow this to be a collective loving experience. So if you want to join us, make sure you join before October 27th, and you can check out my website and link down in the description box below. And let me know if you have questions. You can always chat with me and we can, yeah, connect in that way. But I'm very excited for it. I started creating it in 2020 and it's finally happening. So now's the time. Now is the time. All right. I love you all very much. I'll see you later. Bye.